Hello and welcome back to Tresco Abbey Gardens. Thank you so much for joining me. April has just flown by and proven to be a fantastic month to be a gardener here at Tresco. There's been plentiful amounts of glorious weather, and when the sun is out, the garden looks as if you could be anywhere in the world. It's great to welcome the cruise ships back to our waters as they bring an increasing number of visitors to the garden, which is great at this time of year because there's so much going on. Now come with me now as I give you a tour of all of my favourite things in bloom over the past month. Let's go. This is the iconic Geranium maderense, also known as giant herb robert, and it's a native to the island of Madeira, where it is unfortunately considered to be critically endangered due to pressures from introduced species. It has this lovely, deeply divided fern-like foliage which is held on these succulent reddish-brown petioles. As the plant ages, the leaves die off and the leaf stems arch down and stiffen up and actually prop the plant upright. When it's ready, it will produce these fantastic furry flower panicles covered in hundreds of these pink and magenta blooms which are loved by pollinators. This wall of colour behind me is Metrosideros carminia, or the carmine rata, and it's the earliest flowering of the 4 Metrosideros species we have here in the garden. It's a native to New Zealand and has these scarlet bottlebrush-like flowers, very typical of members of the Myrtaceae family, including Callistemon and the Kunzias. Now it's unusual in that it spends its earlier years as a rather inconspicuous vine before becoming shrubby and putting on these gorgeous floral displays. This is Olearia scilloniensis, or the Scilly daisy bush, and as the name suggests, is an interspecial hybrid developed here on the Isles of Scilly. It has these attractive, elongated, crinkled leaves with the pale underside, very typical of the genus. Not that you can really see them right now, but the profusion of cheery little creamy daisy-like flowers. Now it makes a compact evergreen shrub to about 2 metres and prefers a sunny but sheltered location, and is hardy down to -5, and in the right conditions will provide you with this cloud-like display of slightly scented flowers enjoyed by a variety of pollinators. Here beside me is the Cape Lilac, or Virgilia oroboides. It's native to South Africa and can reach heights of 15 metres. It's also known as tree in a hurry for its impressive growth rate, reaching 4.5 metres in just 2 years. It's very typical for it to fall over before it reaches maturity. It's a delight to have for this foliage, but also these darling pink pea-like flowers that carry the delicious scent of candy and bubblegum. Beside me is the glorious Corynebutylon vitifolium, or the vine-leaved butylon. It's a half-hardy tree native to Chile and grows to around 4 meters and bears these gorgeous white mallow-like flowers which are flushed with pink and carry a gentle scent. It's got these lovely crinkled leaves that resemble that of the grapevine, and alongside the new shoots and buds, it's covered in a fine fuzzy indumentum. Here we have the beautiful purple flowers of a shrub endemic to the Chilean Juan Fernandez archipelago, known locally as Juan Bueno, aka Raphithamnus venustus. Now it's an evergreen shrub to 12 meters and has these splendid glossy corrugated leaves, as well as these beautiful flowers which develop into purple blueberry-like fruit. These tubular blooms are pollinated by a specific hummingbird, and unfortunately both are vulnerable to extinction due to habitat loss. This is Acacia verticillata, or the prickly mimosa. It's an evergreen tree native to southeast Australia and grows to around about 8 meters. Now, it's a very durable plant. This can withstand a moderate frost, doesn't mind waterlogging or a little bit of drought, and can grow in part shade or full sun, as well as a variety of soil types. It's a proven plant for cultivation. It shouldn't be planted near houses prone to wildfires, as it's extremely flammable. Interestingly, the indigenous Australians use the fibres of this tree to make fishing lines, and as you can see, at this time of year, it's just smothered in these pale yellow fluffy flowers. Here beside me is another fantastic South African native, perfect for rockeries and dry stone walls, and looks so good dripping down the granite cliffs here at Tresco. It is of course the deltoid-leaved dew plant, or Olearia deltoides. It's got these peculiar 3-sided succulent greyish blue leaves that are neatly tucked beneath this precious pink blanket of almond scented blooms. Here we have Clivia miniata, or the Natal bush lily. It's native to woodland habitat of South Africa, and you might be more familiar with this as a houseplant, as it really has no right growing outside anywhere in the UK, as it is often damaged by temperatures below 5 degrees. But we found a lovely shaded, sheltered location on the long walk in which it puts out these gorgeous pale orange flowers and has this glossy strap-like leaves that work so well in contrast with the surrounding ferns. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and please do come back next month, as May is said to be the most spectacular time in the garden. Until then, goodbye.